Okay, I think I have time for one more question. So I'm going to try to pick something that will be interesting. And okay, here's what I'm going to go for. Bob Zinga from San Jose, California. Based on the past 20 years, what will the field of cybersecurity look like in the next 10 years? What 3 to 5 core skills should a cybersecurity professional master in order to be successful in the future? This is a great question. This is a question like forward-looking about education. So good job, Bob. Way to bring us home here. Okay, there's one thing that I just think will not change, and it's that even in the next 10 years, if you're working in cybersecurity, you have to understand the technology. So in my class here at Harvard, in the classroom class, my cyber policy class, the first 3 weeks, I make the students understand how the internet works. They have to draw a map of how you would send an email from the Harvard campus LAN to an officer in the 3 PLA intelligence collection unit in China, right? You have to be able to trace that map, just like you all did in this class. It was basic, but I want you to understand how the internet works, because people who don't have a basic foundational understanding of the technology aren't able to go up against the people who will say, you don't know what you're talking about, we don't need this cybersecurity. Okay. Second, I think it's really important for people to understand the law. I know this sounds crazy for people who are more technically oriented usually, but the law is converging with all of these areas of cybersecurity so often that the more you're someone with a technical background who also understands law, legal risk, doesn't have to be a lawyer, but knows how to engage lawyers and knows where to look for that type of risk, the more effective you'll be. And then the third is something, again, you know, like an intangible. It's just someone who's a good leader, a good manager, knows how to build a good team, who's working on these pressing problems. Because the thing is, cybersecurity in some ways now everyone recognizes as a problem, and it's not quite as sexy as it used to be for a lot of people thinking about this. And so it'll mean even more that you have to build a good team, really work on this, and focus on it. And remember, when it comes down to it, that this is something that's bigger than just an individual or a firm or a bottom line. For a lot of countries, this is about their own national security and their national identity. So again, I know maybe this sounds like a little cheesy in some ways, but when you think about it from the perspective of the United States, or if you're in France or in Germany or Norway like Tor, this is about the success of your country. Imagine if all the private sector organizations in some of those countries who are providing electric power underinvest in cybersecurity, or those cyber teams don't take their responsibility seriously enough, and there's a big attack on the grid and power goes down, or on an election, or the financial sector. The repercussions of that and the laws passed, and maybe even the conflict that could result from that, would be much worse than just the cyber attack. It's one of those things where you sometimes forget you're actually on the front lines of something that really matters, and you know, is more important than just for your firm. So we're out of time. Again, I really wanted to thank you all for the time you invested in the class, working so hard on it. I really appreciate that. I appreciate what you're doing. Please stay in touch with me. If you want to connect over LinkedIn, I'd be happy to join your network, stay in touch. You know, anything we can do to help down the line, let us know. Thank you very much. Hopefully your certificate is in the mail and on the way, and something that will help you down the road as your career grows and progresses. So thank you very much, and wish everyone's doing well.